All right, we are live, and welcome to the movie club. So, what we're doing tonight, we were kind of inspired by the recent Friday the 13th thing with Joe Bob Briggs to decide, kind of on a whim. We didn't want to take too much time to actually think about it. We wanted to do 12 picks for possible kind of like a 12 movie kind of marathon type of thing. So if you're gonna do a whole 12 movie marathon, me and Mimi here decided we were gonna look into that, and I just picked 12 movies, some random slasher movies, some try to get some cheesy off the wall type of stuff, some different cool horror stuff. So let's start with what we'd start with first. Basically, we're gonna go with one that you could have on when the kiddies are around. So if you're younger, if you're just kind of segueing into horror type of thing, then we actually picked a good film to start off for a kind of a whole drive in thing. So say you're going to the drive-in first. Hey Savannah, hey James, how's it going? Oh, Cutie went to sleep unfortunately. But we'll be back for our next video, which will be sometime this week actually. So we're not going to wait till next Saturday to do another video. We got another one coming up. But the first movie we chose for the drive-in classic thing is to go with The Gate. It's a exploitation. It's a really cool film, and if you're at a drive-in and you want a kind of a cool horror film to show the tweens and just really enjoy it yourself. Hey Polly, how's it going? Then I say The Gate's a really great start. You like The Gate, right? This is one of those movies like Monster Squad and films like that that can really just one of those really cool movies. Yeah, sick Spider-Man shirt again. Yep. She's into the Spidey. Next up, we decided to go with a musical. So
we're doing that now?
yeah, but to pick a musical that was kind of fun and crazy and a little bit insane, but has some great music to it, and you can just watch over and over again, and will work excellent at a drive-in, and that is Phantom of the Paradise. Yeah, we got Jessica Harper here. We got Paul Williams is in this one here. Did all the music for it. Amazing score.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Incredible. Yeah, it is one of Mimi's favorite films. Mimi actually has, it's here somewhere, the vinyl soundtrack to this one here.
Yeah,
So
I do.
yes, if we have any vinyl soundtracks, we do have the vinyl for Phantom of the Paradise.
I bought that at Atomic Records, I believe.
You guys can let us know what you think of our choices for kind of a drive-in marathon. What we did was we looked at what Joe Bob Briggs had there, and we said we're not going to choose any of that stuff. We're just going to go in a different way and pick some really cheesy stuff. We're buying a Steelbook movie tomorrow because our new releases come out on Monday. Oh, you're lucky that way. Phantom of the Paradise by Sexual Life. Meatloaf joke.
Oh.
Next up is
I didn't hear exactly what you said. You started laughing the way through.
The Mutilator. If you haven't seen The Mutilator, definitely check out The Mutilator. It's one that Arrow put out. It's a really cool one, actually.
Mutilator's which one again? I just gotta remember.
The Beach.
Oh yeah, the one that's half. It's a really, really, really good teen summer film that gets invaded by a brutal slasher about third of the way through.
Hey, Tommy Films, how's it going? We are talking about movies about our 12 picks for kind of some drive-in movies if there's a big drive-in movie marathon. It's this because it is definitely inspired 100% by Joe Bob Briggs and his whole Shutter thing, which I haven't gotten to see yet. We turned it on here, and I don't know if we just didn't get it here in Canada or it's done differently, but I couldn't get to see it. I'm hoping you can buy them down the road. I've got Shutter on my computer, and I got Amazon Prime too, so I'm guessing it's there as well. But I'm hoping that they'll put those out. I'd like to see Shutter do some actual physical releases. I would love to, and I would definitely buy the Joe Bob Briggs marathon. That's without a doubt. I'm not sure how the rights would go for stuff like that because he picks some movies like Basket Case and Pieces, movies that I would have put in here. Never seen The Mutilator? Is it reminding me? It is reminding me of Know What You Did Last Summer. It's much better than I Know What You Did Last Summer. Trust me on that. Better kills too, but I get it. The hook thing there. Yeah, that's the thing. Us Canadians get short-shifted sometimes, James. That's the sad part about it. Amazon Prime Day is coming on the 16th, guys. So if you got Amazon Prime, you sometimes get some really good deals around that time. I remember I bought a couple things. My better half bought a bunch of anime. I came out for cheap. Next up, we wanted to go with something really obscure, really different, really kind of fun. We chose a Vinegar Syndrome one that we both really enjoyed. That actually was kind of, yeah, it was fun. It was super fun.
It's really, really weird.
Let out as you are. Yeah, we are when it comes to some of this stuff. Though we do get some cool stuff. I gotta say, we are lucky. We get some very cool stuff here. When it comes to physical movie collecting, it takes I obviously I have to like order from away, and I got great friends that actually get me stuff that I can't get. My Tenebrae steelbook comes from James. My recently being able to get The Believers, something I couldn't get from Twilight Time. That's from Tummy. So there's, when it comes to, I have some good connections when it comes to that.
You're lucky that you only collect something you can get from our neighbors, like down south. I collect stuff
Demand
from
next
Japan.
weekend. Oh, Demand. Apparently, Shutter's supposed to make the Joe Bob Briggs thing on demand. Yeah, it's true. You collect stuff from
I collect
Japan.
from Japan, so I got to deal with a lot of shipping and long wait times.
Next up was Horror House on Highway 5. What do you think of this one?
It's hilarious. Richard Nixon is very much criminal in this film.
Well, no, not Richard Nixon. Not a criminal. No. But it's a guy named Richard with Nixon mask. There's an abduction in this film. There's a rocket.
I don't even remember who wears the Richard Nixon mask. I don't know if we know.
Yes, we do.
Near the end.
Near the end, it says who you think it is actually if you see the film.
There's like two other people who are also bad guys.
Yeah, but that's almost a different story. But it kind of comes together at the end.
It gets weirdly connected at the end in this really weird way.
If you've never seen Horror House on Highway 5, yes, thank you, James. James loves Horror House on Highway 5.
It's really
it gets a bad rap. You haven't seen Hellbench yet, have you? The other one, but
I don't think so.
Got to see it. You're Canadian here too, and I've seen. Yeah, you get cool stuff, man. I find them hard to. Some companies, I don't know if it's where I'm at, but I find harder to collect for. Code Red, Twilight Time, it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's one of those movies that makes zero sense, but it is a ton of fun. Speaking of movies that kind of make very little sense, but are a ton of fun, Burial Ground. I love this movie. It is really, really sleazy and super nuts.
I almost didn't agree with this one because it's like so bad.
But it is so bad. It's bad in a good way. You guys see Burial Ground? This is by Andre Bianchi. And, oh my God. There's so I guess a kid that's played by a little person. Is that the correct terminology? Or
yeah.
I guess. Yeah, because
I think, he has a congenital disease. He looks like a child.
Well, in this one, it is a child. He is a child, but it's an adult playing a child.
Yeah.
But the kid looks like if you took Dario Argento and shrunk him in the wash, actually. And I here is starting to bring in red Blu-ray plastic case. I love the red cases.
I like colored cases a lot. Cases in general, what are colored.
Yeah, like the red ones that 88 Films does, the slashers hit them up. Speaking of slashers, JB Hi-Fi is so cool. I love a Sleaze Fest movie marathon. That would be really cool. This one here, guys, we had to go with New Year's Evil. It's just such a different weird slasher film.
It's a film about the most incompetent killer I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It has some of the funniest lines I've ever heard.
And the final girl is, I do have some red cases, and you're actually going to see some of them very soon.
It's just so funny, and the killer's exactly who you think it is. From minute one. Yeah,
there's no guessing who the killer is in this movie here. You know right away, pretty much. Like, they try to hide it, it doesn't work. The final girl is barely seen in the film at all. You've never seen it, James? That actually is kind of fun. The things that the final girl is really hardly ever shown in the movie. It's played by Roz Kelly from Happy Days fame.
Very beginning, right?
Yeah.
To do like a couple lines, and
it doesn't focus on her.
Killer's journey, which originally I thought it was just like a showing a movie with like a poor writing, but no, I'm pretty sure the killer's supposed to be incompetent.
Yeah.
Entirely. Like, he fails to kill people. He targets people he super shouldn't, and they get away.
His idea behind killing, too, is to kill people at New Year's Eve, at every time zone of New Year's Eve, which is really ridiculous. So, it's a bad idea to begin with. Final Girl never got released here. You want the new version of that? No, you don't. It's not the same thing. It's not the same movie at all. Final Girl is a really, really good movie. The Abigail Breslin film if you're talking about the girl that was in the Scream Queens TV series, that's that one. It's really bad. Uh, watch it before you buy it because it came on Netflix here, and I thought it was the final girl, the good one that came out, and it was painful to watch. It was really painful to watch. And I watched a lot of bad movies. Look at what I just some of the stuff I'm showing you right now. Yes, I went to Rib Fest. I did not eat a lot of cows, but we bought some beef ribs, and we grabbed some some barbecue beans. Yeah, that's not a good movie, Savannah. We got some. You guys got some
So I had a poutine.
yeah, and the slushies,
Canada,
the
so.
slushies though. Painful as in it's a really bad movie, and I don't mean in a bad movie that's fun to watch. I mean it's a bad movie, as in it's disappointing. In my opinion, watch it and tell me what you think of it, Savannah. I actually thought it was really bad. Like I'm normally like pretty. I can sugarcoat certain like bad movies a lot. No, just stupid. I'm cool like with gore. I'll tell when it's gore and stuff. It's just boring. The worst thing a movie can be is boring. In my opinion. But watch it yourself. Basically, I say if you get a chance to watch it, don't pay a lot of money for it. Five tops. If you can stream it first, do that. You never had poutine, Polly? You're missing out, man. Poutine is amazing.
Poutine is like the best.
It's one of the greatest things Canada ever invented. Next up is I Drink Your Blood. I love this movie. It is so cool. I want to, though I did want to see the little kid in this movie die almost the second he was on the screen, and he caused it all. You got to find it first. Yeah, if you can stream it, that's a good way to do it. Try your, is it Australian Netflix? Well, it is on Canadian Netflix. We tried some. Yeah, you're definitely going to cross the border. If you come this way, Polly, let me know. I Drink Your Blood. It's because I drink your blood. No, it's actually really fun. It's one of Lynn Laurie's. I think maybe her first film, if it's not one of her first films. She doesn't have a speaking role in this, but Lynn Laurie looks amazing, and it's just a fun. It is a drive-in classic, and for that reason, you had to choose it. Next up, we decided we'd break it up a bit and put in an action film.
Yeah.
Yeah, something action-y, something Rambo-esque.
No, Rambo-esque is the exact word.
But something different. Deadly Prey. This is a movie. This is a movie with people in it. Okay, it's not the best movie in the world, but it is fun. Cameron Mitchell is in this to get a check, like Cameron Mitchell did for many of the later films that he made. Basically, you got these guys that are doing like training exercises for like a group of like military kind of like,
it's like a paramilitary
type of group.
Independent group.
So they pick up this riff tracks. Did they do Deadly Prey? It would be awesome. I'd like to see them do Deadly Prey as well. I've not seen that one yet, by the way. There's a scene in this where the good guy, what did you buy on eBay last night? I'm actually kind of curious. Beat somebody to death with their own arm. I'm not kidding you. That happened in this film. If that doesn't make you want to see this movie, I don't know what does. He beat somebody to death with their own arm. It's baffling. You have to see it. Deadly Prey has to be on everybody's like drive-in movie marathon list when they're doing like an action one. I almost put like Satan's Blade in there as well. That was good. That was a kind of alternative. Wolf Creek season 2. Ha! I haven't seen that yet. I've seen season 1. It was amazing, and I actually like season 1 of Wolf Creek better than the Wolf Creek films. Actually, not like a guy gets beat to death with his own arm. Say there, that's quality filmmaking. Speaking of quality filmmaking,
oh God,
I had to say beat someone to death with his own arm. I'm sold. Yes. It is the weirdest movie ever. Deadly Prey. Check it out, guys. There's one called, what was it called? Same actor. It was set in a health spa, too. And he does like an amazingly bad fight sequence in a parking lot that you just got to see. Next up is Nail Gun Massacre, because this is really bad. And it is bafflingly. They find a dead body in one sequence of the film, and they just leave it. Like the cop comes, he finds a dead body, and he just leaves it. I don't know. Maybe somebody's going to pick the dead body up later on or something, but he just kind of like, Yeah. Hey, Movie Mac, how's it going? We're doing driving things inspired by Joe Bob Briggs. Uh, Nail Gun Massacre is a definitely fun driving type film. See, it's the right case, Savannah. These are good. Oh, thanks. Uh, we tried to do everything kind of driving-esque, and there's a couple kind of weird ones here. But Nail Gun Massacre is definitely a cool one. We decided to put in one Giallo in a drive-in because wouldn't it be cool to watch Giallo in a drive-in? But wouldn't it be cool to watch sleazy Giallo in a drive-in? Don't roll your eyes. I decided that if we're going to watch the Giallo one, it's going to be the Sister of Ursula. Now, originally my pick for this was going to be, well, the obvious Torso. I wanted to stay away from like kind of like a lot of the mainstream stuff, but Sister of Ursula just is one that stands out. Oh, going to the dentist on Tuesday. Good luck. I have. I'm not. I hate dentists, and when I go, I'm terrified. So, but hopefully they put you under and actually do that really quickly. Let me know how it goes, by the way. We'll be rooting for you. If you've never seen this movie, it's two sisters. They go to a resort type area because one of their family members has passed away, and well, there's a killer, and he's killing people with a phallic object. We'll go with that. He's killing with a phallic object. Pixar Incredible. Thanks, Polly. And if you haven't seen Sister of Ursula, really check it out. Though don't watch it in front of little kids or older people because there's going to be a lot of like nudity stuff in that one. It's yeah, but it's a drive-in. You gotta have something that's super sleazy. Next up is one that I had to put on here. It's a Canadian one. It is crazy, and if you haven't seen it, it's painful. But it's a kind of painful Savannah that you probably can't do once, and that is a movie called Things. It is insane.
That is the worst cover I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, it is a pretty bad cover. 2 weeks ago, I got a package from Indicator. Sweet, what'd you get? Things is in freaking incredible. This is, you got to see this. It's really bad. I've talked about this one a couple times. It's a painful movie to watch, but it's one of those things. If you watch bad movies, and you've seen Troll. Oh, the Sinbad trilogy is amazing. We got that, and it is incredible. I recommend all of them. The Hammer sets are really good, by the way, Movie Mac. If you don't have those, I really do recommend them. You know, spot this several times I didn't. You got it. Oh, yo, and Sister Mates, how's it going? Things you gotta see it, James. I know it's painful. I know it might be a one-watch thing, but it's one of those badge of honors. Like you think Troll 2 and The Room and Samurai Cop are bad. No, that's nothing, man. That's nothing. This is the one. This is the one. It's set in pretty much in a cabin. That's pretty much it. That's the setting. One little tiny cabin, and you got this guy. This is the hero. Mullet guy here is the hero. He drinks a lot of beer. He accidentally eats a bug in his bread sandwich. They make bread sandwiches because apparently Canadians eat bread sandwiches and drink beer. That's things we do. I didn't know that as being Canadian, but apparently I missed out on that one. But it is super crazy. You have to see this. We're going to watch this one actually probably this weekend. And last but not least, I wanted to put in something that was a kind of cool, kind of classic, and maybe not as bad as most of the things that you saw. Things included. One that I think would look really good. It looks like, I know it looks like a serial killer, but it's not. There's actually like kind of demon insect creatures. Let me see if I can show you what they look like. You got to check, make sure there's no nudity on back here. There's not much nudity in the film, actually. That right there. It looks like it was made for bread sandwich and beer. That's a party. But this one here is a good film. It is an amazing film. Have you seen this one? Do you remember this one or not?
Let me see it.
Don't show it yet.
It looks familiar, but
if you see it, you saw it was probably a long time ago, but you definitely should watch it again with Wes. And this is a good film, guys. This is a film that definitely deserves a really good Blu-ray release. It doesn't have one. It took me a long time to find the DVD of it. And this movie just seems like a film that would be perfect to show at a drive-in. And everybody would kind of love it. Creepshow? I'm excited about that. I'm excited about a few that are coming out. Fade to Black. Dennis Christopher and Fade to Black, I think, is an amazing movie. It's a great movie, actually. Bad Taste and Brain Dead. Oh yeah, of course, I've seen Bad Taste and Brain Dead. I love those films. Ton of fun. But if you have not seen Fade to Black, guys, seriously, I really 100% recommend this. This is a really good film. It's about a guy that loves movies, and he kills. Are you a fan of Claudio Fragassi and Bruno Mattei? You've seen some of the videos that I've had on my channel. I'm definitely a fan of Fragassi and Bruno Mattei. Basically because I like a lot of really cheesy Italian films. Bruno Mattei makes a ton of those, and I got a few. Fragassi as well. The editing in Fade to Black is amazing too. It is incredible. Dennis Christopher does a great job in this. Of course, Dennis Christopher is in the classic film Breaking Away, and would later go on to be in the TV series as a killer. Was it The Pretender? I think it's The Pretender. No, The Pretender. I'm sorry. The one Profiler. But he's really good in this. He dresses up like different different movie characters to kill people. Like he dresses up as Hotline Cassidy, The Mummy, Dracula. Really, really good. So if you haven't seen it, definitely check this one out. It's a great film. Like the other ones, they're good, fun films that you can just watch anytime, kind of drive-in classics you put on as a double, triple feature watch, or you can do a bunch of them type of thing. Grab your favorite drink, have some friends over, and just my favorite version of Man in the Iron Mask. I really don't know. Probably the early one. Was Leslie Howard in the one of the early ones? Because I am a huge Leslie Howard fan. You missed my live stream yesterday. You're at work. I know. We talked about Friday the 13th, Savannah, and we actually showed stuff that I got this week. I got some amazing stuff this week. Actually, the Last House on the Left is right next to my Hills of Eyes. So I got the Last House on the Left up there, the collection. Come on, watch that. You have them both? I have. Do I have them? I don't think I do. I did have what was a sketchy at best version of them. Remember Bad Taste or Brain Damage?
Somewhat, yeah.
I kick ass for the Lord. I watched Videodrome the other night on YouTube. Now I'm looking for the Arrow box set. Great one. Arrow put it out. They did a great box set. Criterion actually put out a good edition of that as well, by the way. And Barnes & Noble is doing the sale right now, the 50% off sale. So you might be able to get it there. I know that there's the Criterion, the Arrow one definitely looks neat, looks really cool, and it's definitely a good set with the early works of Lynch. But yeah, Last House on the Left is not like a casual watch, and you got to be a special type of you got to be in a special type of mindset to kind of watch something like a Last House on the Left or Spit in Your Grave or films like that. And you have to understand kind of where they're coming from when you do watch them. But it's one that I can watch. I kind of want to listen to the soundtrack of it though. So although Last House on the Left is not one I'm going to watch with the fam, it's one I'm going to watch on my own and watch the different features and watch the different versions of it and stuff like that, because I am a cinephile, and I do like those kind of cheesy movies. But I do want to kind of listen to the soundtrack with the family, because I want to see what their thoughts are on David has a score for Last House on the Left, which I'm assuming is as crazy in the soundtrack as it is in the film. But I think you don't totally get the context of wacky. It's kind of like have you ever seen Last? You have never seen Last House on the Left, have you? No, that one. Those type of movies bother you. You can't. So it's a rape revenge film type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's kind of Last House on the Left is kind of based on The Virgin Spring by Ingmar Bergman. It's pretty much the same story. It's just obviously it's darker and more and they made a remake which a lot of people really love, and I actually didn't mind it. Last House remakes so insanely crazy that it goes over the top in a way that it makes it a little bit more comfortable than the original would, including the microwave scene, which is insane. There's a microwave scene.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember you telling me about it.
It's impossible, but it's really, really cool. So those are our 12 drive-in classic picks. It's a cool set. It is. It definitely is. And for some people, it's one watch. For some people, they just can't do it. But for me, it's Craven and Cunningham and David Hess, and just really, really cool stuff. So those are the classic. Those are the 12 driving classics. So would you guys watch a driving classic marathon that we programmed? We tried to. You like the remake more? A lot of people do like the remake more, James. You find it a little bit easier to do as well. What's my favorite genre outside of horror? Film noir. Hands down for me, it's film noir. What about you?
Outside of horror, I
Like
like action a lot. Funnily enough.
a horror, I'm a sucker for a movie like When Harry Met Sally. Well, that is a good film. You chose well. I'm not big on a lot of rom-coms. I can watch certain ones. Uh, I'm too manly for the rom. I'm definitely not too manly for the rom-coms. Not at all. I did love When Harry Met Sally, and films like that. But for me, it is definitely film noir. Hey Ken, welcome. Watch Arrow's Martino Case of Scorpion's Tail. One of the better giallos I watched recently. Martino is usually, for me anyway. Sergio Martino is a safe bet. Torso is still one of my favorite, definitely one of my favorites by him. And if you never picked up the Black Cat set that came out by Arrow Canum, and I'm pretty sure you probably did, or you at least picked them up separately. Uh, Definitely worth checking out, especially your what's that? Your how's it go again? Your vices is long. What is it? Oh God, it's a long title. Your life. Look at it up there. Black Cats. What's it say?
Okay, you got some talent. Black Cat.
Best screwball comedy of all time. His Girl Friday. I love His Girl Friday.
Your vice is a locked room, and I only have the key.
Yeah, your Vice Locker Room, Only Have Key is amazing. But I would say that I would go with for my favorite screwball comedy of all time is Arsenic No Lace. Oh, actually has Hugh Grant in it too, and I love that film. It was one that I watched as a kid, and it's one that made me understand kind of the poetry of language in early films like that, and like kind of the snappy, the banter, the back and forth dialogue. And Arsenic No Lace did that better for me than any other film. And I love what ones that came later. His Girl Friday. Well, I'm not sure if that came later or not, but that I saw later. But definitely, Arsenic No Lace, my favorite screwball comedy. One of the best dialogue films I've ever seen. I'd say it kind of goes along with Bunger's the new 4K Torso. They're doing it for Maniac. I know they're doing it for Maniac. I'd love to see them do it for Torso as well. Torso's amazing. If you've never seen Sweet Smell of Success, Burt Lancaster and I think Tony Curtis, that's one of the best dialogue films of all time. And if you've never seen it, really, seriously see it. It's a fantastic freaking film. See, I can talk classy film. I always talk Z-grade horror. I can talk good, good films as well. Sweet Smell's amazing. But Sweet Swell sounds like something Vinegar Syndrome would put out. You're so quiet tonight.
Well, I mean,
we've talked about a lot of movies that you've seen.
Yeah, well, we talked about that. When it comes to the questions, there's not much I can answer because there's no questions regarding
Favorite noir, his Double Indemnity and DOA. There's so many good ones. Favorite noir? Do you have a favorite noir?
It's either I really like Chinatown, which is an obvious one, but I also will never forget Angels with Dirty Faces. So.
But that's classic film knowledge. Yeah, for me, Out of the Past with Robert Mitchum is probably one of the definitive noirs of all time. Vinegar's an Oscar, I know. And of course, Narrow Margin, which I mentioned on here many times. I don't know if you've seen those yet, but those I want to show you. Those are really good films.
I think so.
The Red Balloon on 60mm projector in school. Oh, nice. Just got the Criterion treatment. In a Lonely Place with Bogey. That definitely a good one. I love. It's a different film for Humphrey Bogart. That's like when you talk about pre-code cinema as well. There's a lot of the early Barbara Stanwyck stuff that I'll like with that. Just some. I think she's amazing anyway. Barbara Stanwyck does some great stuff. But for me, no. Out of the Past is probably one of the definitive noirs of all time. You got Robert Mitchum, who is the noir guy. Definitely is the noir guy, and one of the greatest film fatales, just works perfect, and of course the tragic ending and what you take away from it. And Narrow Margin was just a great film. The original Narrow Margin, not the remake, because yeah, there's an '80s remake. There we go. We're talking classic films. Got any classic films you want to bust out here? Want to bust some classic film knowledge, as they say?
A wide margin there with classic films. I mean, no. I don't know when it comes to classic films. It depends on like genre, different sort of stuff. I don't know.
Love of the Past, directed by Tourneau. Yeah, actually, who did Cat People. Jacques Tourneau was amazing, and there's just if you've never seen Out of the Past, guys, definitely check it out. It's really good. If you ever see a film noir and you see the name Robert Mitchum on it, you're pretty safe with that. Ralph Meeker did a lot of really good early stuff. Is Touch of Evil considered noir? I would consider Touch of Evil noir. I really would, actually. And it's a damn good one. It's a damn good movie. Ned the Demon was coming up from Indicator. Ooh, I like that. I gotta get. I'm a huge fan of Indicator, as you guys know. Those sets that I got there, see those Hammer sets and Sinbad and Mary Harryhausen? Those are all the company Indicator. They're a newer, like, just Real Genius. Oh, you saw Real Genius with Val Kilmer? No, wait, okay. You're talking about the Netflix, as in, like, the Real Genius as in the evil one, right? Where about the, yeah, okay. Because, see, when you say Real Genius, I think Val Kilmer is like a movie that he did back in the 80s, because I'm an 80s kid. But if you mean Evil Genius that came out on Netflix recently, I know what you're talking about, and I haven't really got around to watching it all yet. But Val has come. I think Touch of Evil would be considered one of the last ones. I don't see some people like take it to a certain date, and then you got to get into like me mentioned Chinatown, which is in the 70s, but is definitely a noir film. And then you get films like that kind of run on neo noir. And basically, you get stuff like The Farmer. Oh, never had a VHS release. Has that had any release? Like neo noirs, like neo noir, or like as I called them. Like you remember, I used this. I used neon noir because it was 80s. What are those box sets on the very top of your shelf where Pinky's at? So, which one? Those on that side? Oh, those are the ones. Those actually you probably have seen. That's my my Scream Factory ones. There's hey Jerry, how's it going? There's the Amityville Horror Trilogy, Nightbreed, which is Clive Barker, the Bava set, and the Halloween set. Now they're
two of my favorite sets.
But if you're gonna buy like neo noir, one of the best ones of all time is a movie called To Live and Die in L.A. Off Where My Lovely in Chinatown. Probably your favorite 70s neo noir. They were great. I think that they kind of go back to noir more than neo noir, but I do. Now that Scream Factory releasing Warner Brothers titles, I hope they put it The Swarm. Yeah. I love B movies, killer B movies. You mean with Val Kilmer? So yeah, that was a fun movie. You know what my favorite Val Kilmer movie is? I like Top Secret. I think it was it's my daughter's favorite J horror movie. This is this is something she can talk about.
All right. My personal
Tim Niley is
favorite.
amazing.
There's a lot of really good ones. I think
Hey, Rowdy, how's it going?
The Ring, or Ringu, is definitely up there. The first Grudge film, Ju-on the Curse, I think is absolutely
Top Secret.
like brilliant. Also, I think like.
Bust out some rarities, some different stuff, some things you may not have heard of.
Because everybody knows stuff like One Missed Call, which is absolutely excellent. Dark Water, which I watched recently, is actually really.
No, we gotta
really
say we're talking about like the originals, not the remakes. Definitely not the remake of One Missed Call or Dark Water.
You want a rare one or a lesser known one? Suicide Club is freaky as hell and has one of my favorite scenes in a movie in it.
Laserdisc film? I don't know actually. Scream, if I could ever get my hands on the damn thing, because it's uncut on Laserdisc. The only place it's uncut.
Laserdiscs. We need to watch a Laserdisc. You have a Laserdisc player, don't you?
Right there.
Why have we never watched a Laserdisc?
We are down here in the room. You guys never come down to my movie. They never come down to this room here unless we're making video. By the way,
to come down here.
There are millions of movies and video game systems.
I know
that is a reason.
The Sonic Mega Collection soon.
Okay. That's a good one. And we got Laserdisc too.
I was upstairs playing Super Mario RPG at the time.
What's your most wanted drive-in title on Blue, Ken? Oh yeah. I don't know actually. My driving Thailand Blue. There's a lot. Oh yeah, Savannah Scream. Actually, the one that came out with the Wes Craven one. It's cut in every version you see. It's cut except on Laserdisc. There's actually scenes that are cut out. That are cut out. But if you get the Laserdisc, it's not cut. When did Suicide Club come out?
2005, I think. 2005. Pretty much anything by Shion Sono is recommendable. So his stuff can get pretty dark and kind of rapey. So it depends on the film. Like he also did
On Laserdisc? You're lucky.
Cold Fish. He did
Rapey.
Yeah.
It's
He did Tag. I absolutely love Tag. And
Japanese Yakuza films.
I love me some Yakuza films as well. Outrage is excellent and also really brutal.
Paulie's new to the J horror stuff. Loves the dark stuff.
You definitely like Suicide Club. There's one scene, probably my favorite scene
open
in
them.
anything. I'll spoil this because it doesn't really spoil much of the film. There's this one scene where like
You're so lucky to get them on Laserdisc.
Suicide Club. A lot of people are just committing suicide out of nowhere. And there's this one scene where this little girl goes up to her dad and is like, "Hey, Daddy, can I get like a chocolate bar?" And like it's also intercut with like showing the mothers in the kitchen cutting some like.
Does he kill himself in front of his daughter?
No, it's much worse. He's cutting some carrots, and he's like, "Oh no, like listen, I'm fine with it, but you're gonna have to ask your mother." And
So you don't want Suicide Squad.
She says, "Okay," so she runs in to go like ask her mother, and she's like, "Mommy, can I have like, Mommy, can I have the chocolate bar?" And she like looks up and stares, and she's cutting the carrots. But she doesn't stop when she reaches her finger and just keeps cutting down through the finger, cutting the finger into bits. And she's like, "Oh yeah, absolutely. If you're good, you can have the candy bar." While just cutting her fingers up. And I absolutely love that scene. Because it's like completely unflinching, just cutting the hand away. It's really good. It's really brutal. The film literally starts with 50 people, like, with 50 schoolgirls singing a song and then jumping in front of a train. So, it's a very confusing film, but it's very good, and I still haven't got to see the prequel yet that helps explain a couple things, Noriko's Dinner Table. But I also need to read the novelization, which will like...
You've opened them up to a film here.
Suicide Club's really good. Like, Shion Sono is... If you see that name anywhere, it's going to be probably good stuff. Tag, which is on Netflix, is also really great and very confusing.
Jerry's seen it.
There's, if you have Amazon
Dolph
Prime,
Lundgren,
he
I don't know,
actually did
man.
a vampire show. A really weird,
I like
funny,
Jericho Mile.
violent vampire show called Tokyo Vampire Hotel.
I've seen part of that.
It's really good. I've watched it. It has some one of the best.
Was Laserdisc good? No, actually, no. That's not actually an uneducated question at all. But no, Laserdisc was that kind of before like DVD came out. It was kind of was considered the collector's like medium. If you were like really collecting, you're a real cinephile. Like people like Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel and that were really into to Laserdiscs. The thing is that with a good Laserdisc player, you can actually stop it like as in a frame by frame. Ebert watched a lot of his movies and do a lot of reviews using Laserdiscs, and when he did do the rare commentary, he would usually use the Laserdisc version of those films to do those commentaries with. It made it a lot easier, and they're really fun. They're big. They're like album cover size.
They're essentially the vinyl of films.
Pretty much, yeah, and they're fun to collect, much like CDs, which were earlier and were a lot like less quality. They were actually before VHS or capacitive and they just are insanely like fun to collect.
I wanted a couple of Laserdiscs. I wanted to get the Crow Laserdisc actually, but I never got it.
Some films came out on Laserdisc and they just had like they were uncut. Like the Scream movies came out, Scream was uncut. There was some Looney Tunes cartoons that have never came out uncut on any other format except for Laserdisc. So that kind of made it fun to collect. You get stuff that just wasn't available elsewhere.
You know what I kind of want?
They also started commentaries. It was the first place where commentaries came
through. We got like we've got full places.
I would love to know if there's a good place to buy a Laserdisc, Paulie, because I have a Laserdisc player and only 5 Laserdiscs, and I cannot find them anywhere in any place that I've been. I go on Kijiji. They're too expensive to get on eBay most of the time, and I look all around for them, especially the horror ones. And I've got Lawnmower Man, and
You know
and
what?
Frankenstein, actually, with Kenneth Branagh,
I
like
like
as
that
in the horror
Frankenstein
one.
movie.
Yeah, it's great.
I'm a big Frankenstein fan. Um,
Hey,
we
4K cinema.
we have places to buy vinyls. We have record stores. We got all this stuff. There should be a resurgence of Laserdisc. I've always thought those things look cool as hell. They seem cool as hell. I want to watch a Laserdisc at some time.
Yeah, we've
There
seen
should be companies that put
We've
out
seen,
Laserdiscs.
yeah,
Like
we've
there are
seen
companies.
resurgence of like VHS over the years. We've seen them come back around. We've seen like lots of documentaries about VHS collecting, but we've never really seen like a kind of resurgence of Laserdisc. Back in the day, Laserdisc guys were really pricey. Like they definitely you needed to have like the bucks to buy the Laserdiscs back then. They could be
And
like anywhere up
it would
100,
make for like a
$120 per
pretty
film.
elite like.
If I have anything to do with it,
It would make for a pretty like high class, high quality collector's market. Cause like there are already people
Blu-ray
who
and
pay for
HD DVD.
sets
That's fun.
and all this like sets, Blu-rays, 4K. You buy all of it. You'd buy Laserdisc. But like
I buy later. Yeah, I would
if
buy.
someone said, "Hey, you can get like another edition that has basically the same stuff, but with the Laserdisc quality and like the stopping on a Laserdisc, but it's for like a bit more," you'd absolutely buy it. Anybody would buy it because it would look perfect. You could have one of those big
Hey,
vinyl collections.
we did
sort of
like a
things
drive-in
with
thing,
Laserdisc.
which I'll show you the 12 movies we chose for like our drive-in, inspired with by the great Joe Bob Briggs. We picked 12 movies to watch, kind of like as a drive-in marathon. And although I won't go through them again, I will show you now which 12 we chose. Yeah, they did. Victor Crowley came out on VHS. I think it's cheap to do VHS, which actually makes it like kind of fun to like to do a VHS one. Like you do, companies do a throwback to VHS. I'm not sure how cheap it would be to actually do like to put a movie on Laserdisc, but it's a film class. A film class. More of it started as a film class, but I think it's become more of a film club where we all learned a lot of stuff from each other. And Joe Bob ended the night with Pieces. Did he? I love Pieces. You guys know Pieces is one of my favorite films of all time. You don't have to go to Texas to have a chainsaw massacre. You don't. Seen the GoFundMe for some new cheesy movie being filmed on VHS. There's always a GoFundMe for something. Have you guys heard about all the controversy behind the GoFundMe for or Indiegogo? Which one is it for the Atari VCS?
Stuff like that always ends
Thanks,
up
Jerry. Yeah, the VCS is not going to work well. I do think the Intellivision is going to work though.
the ColecoVision didn't, unfortunately.
Does Nova Scotia have Hardee's or Carl's Jr.? Nope. Unfortunately, we don't. We don't have a Hardee's or Carl's Jr. We have like A&W. We got Tim Hortons. Used to have shirts made. I would buy one from. I've actually thought about shirts. The controversy behind. Oh, the Atari VCS doesn't look like it's real. I watched a few videos on it, and they keep like pushing it back. And when they showed footage of like people playing the Atari VCS, it wasn't them playing the Atari VCS. It was not real footage. There's a whole thing. I'm not good at talking about it, but there's a guy called Dreamcast guy that yeah, I'm missing out. I would like to see a White. I'd like to go to a White Castle. Those look kind of fun with the mini burgers. But
I've heard Five Guys are good.
I bet you did. Oh no. Vinegar Syndrome opens up a record VHS Blu-rays in Connecticut called the Archive. I would love to go to the Archive. It's one of my dreams to go there. The Archive seems amazing, and I've seen like videos on it, and I get almost weepy. And when I see it looks Vinegar Syndrome is like the place for me. I love Vinegar Syndrome guys. I love their stuff. And there's so many good companies out right now. We got Vinegar Syndrome, we got Scream Factory, we got Arrow, we got the MVD Rewind. Like, don't own Laserdisc, but I would love to own all the Friday the 13th movies on that farm. That would be incredible.
Let's start a petition.
Yeah, there's some Five Guys in there. I almost went to a Five Guys once actually, up in London.
I've been in Ontario, but I haven't been near Five Guys. Um, we should start a petition to bring Laserdiscs back.
Let's not do a petition thing.
No.
There's so many of those petition things.
Tell someone. Fine, I don't know. Someone be like, hey, make.
Yeah, they were expensive back in the day.
I don't know. Tweet at like.
But so are VHS
Arrow
when they
or
first came
Shout
out.
Factory or Vinegar Syndrome or someone. And just like, hey.
Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome, Shout Factory,
Laserdiscs?
haven't even put out any 4Ks yet, like actual 4Ks. So
Mean.
let's get Mr. Hollywood on the phone.
I'll call him up right now.
I assume that Mr. Hollywood has a monocle. I picture him with a monocle.
But you picture Mr. Monopoly with a monocle, but he doesn't have one.
The Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
You know, I would love to see Laserdisc come back, or at least be able to get Laserdisc somewhere. If I every time I go to the flea market, every time I go to a secondhand place or secondhand store, I always look around. I look through all the records just in case I find Laserdisc there.
Where are the Laserdiscs?
They're upstairs with my with the records.
Oh, okay.
But if they weren't, I'd actually show you guys.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, hey, why don't we just like show off what one looks like?
Yeah, that's because there's some people here. The shutter app crashed last night. Hopefully they can have Bob on regular. I wish they would. They said it's the last drive-in thing, but I think that if they do really well, we'll see it come back. And I hope that Shutter actually adds the Joe Bob thing onto their on-demand thing, so we can actually go watch it when we want to as well. I understand, like maybe giving it a little bit of time. So you're figuring inflation, 125 back in 9, probably 200. I don't think it would be, actually. Because think about when VHS started out. VHS movies, a blank VHS tape could cost you anywhere between $50 $75. Later on, when VHS, was all around, it cost you about, like, 10 or 15 bucks and stuff like that, 19.99 for some. Money talks, I think it might consider. Yeah, Laserdisc, that's a weird place to take it tonight. I do have some Laserdisc. I can go up and get them if you want. I'm going to shake the camera like this is a freaking rec film, and I'm going to go up and get the Laserdisc for people that haven't seen them. So I'll be right back. You guys can talk to Mimi, and
I'll tell everybody about J-Horror or Kamen Rider, one of the two, I don't know. Welcome to hell. I don't have a movie collection. You're in for shit. He's gonna come back. This is gonna be good. It's always fun to visit Dad, because I love his collection, but I don't need to buy anything. Dad's always like, why don't you get a movie collection? I'm like, look around. I don't need one. I live like 4 hours away. A little bit. Dad's a lot less sarcastic. I've never needed anything. Like, I'll watch stuff online if Dad doesn't have it, but Dad's got so many movies. Like, over 400 movies. I do like getting Professor. What is Kamen Rider? K-A-M-E-N. It's the Japanese word for mask. It is a long-running tokusatsu, which is a special effects series from Japan, aimed at the kid-to-teen demographic. Think a lot of people like to call it Japanese Power Rangers. It's not. Power Rangers is American Super Sentai, but it's. Well, someone asked me what Kamen Rider was.
Oh,
it is absolutely
fun stuff.
It's my thing. I like people in spandex doing karate. In fact, like Dad's talks about his movies and his stuff like all the time, and like your new catalog's coming out. Dad has no idea if I haven't mentioned it to him. My catalog just came out. I have like a full list downloaded on my phone of all, because the new series of Kamen Rider comes out in August, well, end of August, and that's what I'm going through. I gotta pre-order stuff.
Godzilla. Yeah, have you seen them yet?
Yeah, no, I actually haven't seen the pics for the. Is that the Legendary film or the
Legendary?
Okay, I haven't seen the Legendary one. I was upset that Shin Godzilla 2 got canceled, but in all honesty, if anybody here's seen Shin Godzilla, does anybody know where Shin Godzilla 2 could have went? Considering it ended with, well, oh yeah, thank you. It's an actual like DC put out replica of
Sandman's like
Sandman. Well, Death of the Endless's Ankh.
Oh.
What is my favorite format? It's probably Laserdisc, to be honest. I like, obviously it's easier to watch stuff on, say, Blu-ray, DVD, VHS, and I grew up with VHS, but I don't know, like, when it comes down to it, like, what you'll see it now in a second.
So this, guys, is a...
This is just, it's nice.
I've got 5 laser discs, so I'll show them to you, and I'll show you exactly what laser disc is like.
You had that one.
So I got... Have you ever seen the Manchurian Candidate? It's... I wouldn't say it's similar to Videodrome at all, actually. It's a very different. Manchurian Candidate is a great film, though. The original. Always want what we can't have. So this is Spinal Tap on Laserdisc. As I go through, I'll show it. You can see, like, this is kind of one of the more like standard ones, but you're going to see some cooler looking stuff. So
well,
I'll take it when it comes to this stuff here.
Okay.
So basically, we got One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Jack Nicholson.
I love Jack Nicholson.
Again, like there's a great write-up on here, and just to show you guys what a laser disc kind of like looks like. This one basically Zombie 4K remaster. Only cost $99.77. Apparently it did.
Where did we get these?
Actually, a friend of mine actually sent them to me for Christmas one year.
Yeah.
Nathan, actually. So this, guys, is the Laserdisc. I'm going to try and get it from here.
This is why it is my favorite format. Look at that thing. That thing is absolutely beautiful. It's like a record mixed with a CD.
With the DVD, you mean?
With the DVD. It is
it's massive. Yeah, it is massive.
Massive. It's reflective.
It is where commentaries came from. Laserdisc, is where the audio commentary came from, by the way, guys.
We just talked about how expensive it would be. Yes, but would it not feel worth it to get one of those?
So you're going to see some other ones here. We got Lawnmower Man on Laserdisc.
I don't really like this movie, but this, like, look at the unrated director's cut. Look at how just look at the... Ooh.
Let's have someone know where my mind's going. Who needs a roof? Next up is, I'll show this next. This is a classic, and I'll show you guys the inside of it too. And this is, of course, Silence of the Lambs. This was put out twice on Laserdisc. This is the image release. It was also put out by Criterion. It was one of Criterion's best-selling.
Put out by Orion Home Video.
The package design is so much fun. And we know it's really cool, but this one, guys, want to see this one?
That is super cool. This is just... It's such a nice format. This does feel like deluxe. Like, I would pay a lot more for this than I would for, like a regular Blu-ray or DVD.
And last but not least, a favorite of yours, by the way.
It is, because it's one of the most faithful.
And that is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein.
I actually went to a... It's not really fair to say, because I didn't have to pay for it. For a reason you'll remember, Dad. Because we went to see Planet of the Apes in theaters, and it messed up, and we got free tickets. I used that free ticket to go see a streamed live performance of Benedict Cumberbatch doing Frankenstein.
I love that texture on 4K Cinema commentary, and that should be amazing. It's a small collection, but thanks, Polly. And those all came from one person. There's this guy named Nathan that actually sent me some stuff. I haven't spoken to Nathan in a while, though. How big is the Laserdisc player? Can I show it to you guys? It's pretty big. I'll show it. Let me see if I can show you guys.
It looks like an old VHS player. Slightly bigger, maybe. Careful. Kind of look this up here. Digital stereo, surround, Laserdisc.
Hopefully you guys can see that. That's the Laserdisc player. I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, and I couldn't see if there's anything going on. And speaking wise went with that, but I hope I'm still alive. I think I'm still alive. Somebody say something so I know I'm still alive. Okay, not too big necessarily. Okay, good, you saw it. But yeah, you just like take that, and basically the one thing you had that kind of some people didn't like is you had to turn it over. But I didn't mind that, and some people would hook the laser discs up to their computers, and they could actually like take frames out like that and stuff. There's different things you can do with laser discs. Actually, just look it up, and because there's some stuff that I wouldn't be able to tell you that's more techy. That would be kind of fun to know. Do I think Laserdisc will come back for nostalgia reasons? I hope. Vinyl records were thought to be extinct until the younger generation revived it. Well, you guys are the younger generation. A lot of you guys are the younger generation.
I'm the youngest. Well, apparently I'm not. Savannah's younger, but
Savannah and Polly. So both you guys are younger. So work
Excuse
on
me?
getting that. Polly's like younger too.
usually, no, never mind. Wes is usually the youngest one around. I'm the second youngest.
Oh well, yeah, same
I'm
age.
now older.
Now you're older. But yeah.
I'm looking into.
Work on getting those. When you go to conventions and stuff, ask people about Laserdiscs. Mention it on when you're talking. Mention like Laserdisc. They're really cool. See if
Someone just like go into the town square. The town square, because you all live in like 18th century like Europe,
That's good.
and just start screaming Laserdisc.
Like a proclamation type of thing.
Laserdisc. We want Laserdisc.
But we always get into some kind of like different type topics. And I actually kind of like that. This is the fun of this here, is going live. Is you never know exactly where you're going to go. Right? Life's like a box of chocolates. Right? So it goes into movie stores now and make people feel stupid for not having Laserdisc. We use peer pressure. Yeah. Yeah.
Dress up in your fanciest outfits.
VHS has amazing
Step
cover
in,
art.
put your monocle up and be like, oh, DVDs? No. 3 times as big. Maybe I'll be interested.
Oh, collecting vinyl. I got a little vinyl collection. I need to get a better. I need to get a newer. At least get a new needle.
Cost about like how to make these now.
Laser. Are you really?
Yeah, I'm checking on the cost because like I don't know if it's unlikely that like Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome and all of them are watching right now, chomping at the bit to learn what we want. But
feel free to share my videos with Arrow and Vinegar Syndrome and Scream Factory because be much appreciated and hopefully
it's
they'll.
also 2018, so if there was any problems making them before, we probably can do it now.
Yeah, everything should be streamlined by now. We should be able to get that done.
We got it. It's fine. It's 2018.
You can do it.
You can do it. It's fine. What, they were like $5 to make before?
Mr. Cinderman.
Yeah.
Can you do a live stream or video of your vinyl collection? Actually, that's a good idea down the road. I got some good stuff and I got some pretty cheesy stuff. I got to feel like Mimi's got like a soundtrack out here with like Phantom of the Paradise. I got some like different stuff. I've got some like some Disney stuff. Begging Arrow to release the Hitcher. Isn't it almost pained? It was like they're trolling you when they said, by the way, here's the Hitcher book. Let's start a Laserdisc company. That'd be fun.
Oh my god, I'd be down for that.
Yeah. Arrow said, we're putting it the Hitcher as a book. Do I like Rush? I'm Canadian. I gotta like Rush. It's like in the, it's kind of in the Canadian like handbook. I'm an okay fan. My cousin is a huge Rush fan, and for years I would like I would like make fun of him for like his Rush love. And I know, and even though I did like them, it was just fun, like just drag on like on people, stuff like that. You know, like I like Tom Sawyer, and I like the way they put like they like incorporate science fiction, fantasy into a lot of their albums, but I grew up with a lot of like super cheesy stuff, a lot of punk and stuff like that. Nickelback tries every town. Culture Dog's a great Laserdisc channel. Check him out. I'll check him out. Paul Sharp, being too faithful to Shelley's novel is hard. Yeah. Rush is one of your top 5 favorite bands of all time. Awesome. My favorite bands of all time, unfortunately, are probably pretty either really mainstream or really like probably not well. I'd say not well known, but it's going to seem really hipster. It's going to seem like
everything you've said tonight's really hipster. The entire
you
premise of
Laserdisc is my favorite format. Isn't hipster?
All right, I give you that. That was pretty hipster. But the entire time I was like, well, we could make this list based off of just things that would be nice in a drive-in. You're like, it's too mainstream.
It is too mainstream. It's a drive-in.
You people go to the drive-in to have a fun time.
Now, yes, but people, yeah, go to, but
mean
those aren't
now?
fun. Those aren't fun time
Well,
movies.
no, they're fun time. I'm just saying, like,
Documentaries I watch. Oh, that's that. Actually, I like to see that. Getty Lee is actually pretty cool. Uh, a great soundtrack. If you like Russian and like Canadian like groups like that, is Heavy Metal. If you've seen the movie Heavy Metal, that is a fantastic soundtrack. That's one to definitely dive into.
got it.
What?
Laserdisc 2.
Two.
Like a sequel, like a Blu-ray quality Laserdisc. If we can't get regular...
We cannot talk politics. You know my thoughts on politics, James. There's popular YouTubers like don't like me because of some of my because of politics stuff. So
I vote Laserdisc.
laser.
So
I vote yeah. Laserdisc
it
as next
is.
Laserdisc as next president.
Or, we don't care. We're in Canada.
When Laserdisc make a revival, I'm gonna put on my monocle and snicker. But
Do you want to come into my pod
rather watch paint dry.
and watch some Laserdiscs?
Laserdiscs are awesome.
I have Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro. We can get
Yeah,
some
exactly.
Chardonnay.
Mary Shelley. Oh, Mary Shelley's. I would actually like to watch.
I want to watch Scream. Even Scream was on.
I don't have Scream.
I know you don't have Scream.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I gotta watch that one. I love Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson is good.
Amazing actor. One of my favorite films of all time is Five Easy Pieces, which is a really, really good Nicholson film. Tony Basil's in that one too. You know, from Hey Mickey.
Yeah, I remember. Right, video.
Yeah, I was talking to my cousin the other day, and he's like, "Was Tony Basil acted?" I'm like, "Yeah, Tony Basil actually did some decent acting back in the day." I don't think any of mine have like features on them. Like none. I don't have any commentary ones.
I'm just wondering who made these. What is a new one?
Different ones were made by different people actually.
Yeah, because like this is the Saul Zernst Company home video.
Yeah, but it's like
These poor guys. They were back on the right horse. Just the race itself.
top
got
three
lost.
favorite Jack Nicholson films of all time. Five Easy Pieces for sure. I love Easy Rider. It's hard. I mean,
Batman.
am I going to say The Shining? I love The Shining. It's a fantastic film. It's not a good adaptation of the book. It's a horrible adaptation of Stephen King's novel, but it's a good film on its own merit. Stephen King got to get over that a bit, but it is actually a good film. But is it my favorite Nicholson film? Probably not, actually. I can imagine 3 times. For some kids, because some of these kids don't even know what a laser disc is. Yeah. I wish I had some CED discs, Jerry, so I could actually share those as well. Shining is your number one. I love The Shining. I love Nicholson, but it seems like too obvious a choice. And Five Easy Pieces is actually one of my favorite Nicholson films. He's just incredible in it. If you've never seen it, I recommend it. I strongly recommend it. He just did some amazing stuff. Early Nicholson is different. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is incredible. Obviously, that's one right here, and that kind of inspired that question, I'm sure. I think Nicholson. Here's controversy for you. I think Nicholson was the best version of the Joker that's live action, and yes, that includes Heath Ledger. Nicholson did a more like. I felt like he just went right off the comic book page right into live action, and he made the Joker for me. And I'm from a different generation. Some people's Joker is going to be Heath Ledger. I hope to God nobody's Joker is going to be Jared Leto. That's kind of sad.
That'll be Joaquin Phoenix now.
See, I thought Jared Leto was going to be controversial. They ended up politics. Yeah, Heath Ledger's Joker is good. He does a great job. He was an amazing actor. But got to move it. Ready Player One. I haven't seen it yet. I really want to see
I
it.
saw it in theaters.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
I think it's something that you got to see. I don't think it's a one
As
watch.
a film itself, all right. So as a film itself, it's not spectacular. What is spectacular is it is an absolute like reference fest. So if
It's
you
one
like
on.
things, I don't even have to say anything. If you like things, just watch the film, and you will at some point be like, I like that.
If you like the Canadian movie things, you're gonna love Ready Player One. Didn't see a Ready Player One theater. We get on week one on Blue.
I
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the 4K for Ready Player One. It's one that I think is gonna like do well over like various like rewatches.
I I really would have recommended seeing in theater just because it really is an event more than it is a film.
Caesar Mills, Mark Hamill, and Jack Nicholson's Joker. Good
I
choices.
saw it because I had heard
Great choice actually.
that at some point
Mark Hamill's a great Joker.
Mechagodzilla would show up.
I like Christian Bale Batman as a more serious series, but I absolutely love the comic book likeness of Jack Nicholson. It's 5 easy piece on Criterion Blu-ray. It is actually. You can buy it on its own, 5 easy pieces, or you can buy the Lost and Found set, the American set, the BBS set, right? I think that's what's called. So Criterion put it out as a set first, and then they put it out on its own. I recommend the set because that also not only has 5 easy pieces, it got movies like Head, King of Marvin Gardens is on there. There's The Last Picture Show, which is like an amazing film. If you haven't seen it, it's incredible. I'm from the Tim Burton era, but Ledger Stole Your Heart. Oh, yeah. They didn't buying any new Criterions during the sale. I didn't actually. I couldn't afford to get any Criterions right now. I wish I could. I would definitely pick some. We're going to the flea market tomorrow, so who knows what's going to show up there. I could find a Criterion there.
This
Maybe
will be the advent of Laserdiscs again, and instead of your movies, there will be just a big table of Laserdiscs.
or what you'd be excited about, even more Beverly Hills 90210.
Why do you insist on buying those? I went there looking for Kamen Rider, Power Rangers, or Super Sentai things. I found a single toy, but I did not want because I had the Legacy Collection version of it anyways.
There's more, but a lot of tables were closed by the time we got there too.
Yeah, there were a lot of closed tables.
We got there at the end of the flea market last week.
We were busy, I think. No, we weren't. Like, everybody was just really slow. No one was busy. It was just really slow. We all should have went out earlier.
Well, we didn't realize it was going to be going that early. That was going to be closing that early at the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to the flea market again this week. Hopefully, we'll find some cool stuff. It's going to be hard to find cool stuff that I got this week. And so, if I can find anything that's really cool, there's kind of like there's Wings Hazard film that was there last week that I might want to pick up this week. And if I can find some cool horror, that'd be nice. I always look to see if there's any there's a table there that has usually some older Western stuff. Every once in a while, I can luck into something. And that's where I found my rawhides and stuff I had for like extremely cheap. So I would love to find some stuff like that. I would love to find Laserdisc there. I'd love to find like some like ones basically like just like company ones. I haven't found much when it comes to Scream Factory. I haven't found much when it comes to like just companies like that. Even like Anchor Bay is really hard to find there. But with the flea market, that's always the thing. You never know what you're going to get. You just go roll the dice and hope that you find some great stuff. But yeah, now I really want to find Laserdisc there. She's got me wanting Laserdiscs.
Laserdiscs are great. I'm reading up a bunch of stuff. They could potentially supply a lot more in terms of supplemental or special features.
You can find a good flea market name. A good flea market is really, really invaluable when it comes to find stuff like that. I should try because I collect a lot of like retro games and stuff too. So I should probably be doing the yard sale thing a bit more than I actually do. You know, if I was going to put a 13th movie into the drive-in one, I got an idea. Slugs. Because you need one of those creature movies. And Slugs is fun. Slugs is a bad movie, but it's fun. It's one of those.
No, you wouldn't accept it. It's too mainstream.
It's not mainstream at all.
No, I'm talking about something else.
What is
I was going to say Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's a fun one.
It's not really. I would say the mainstream at all. The Chiodo Brothers, like one big film.
No, I have a copy of it.
She got you one Laserdisc too. That's it. When next time we come here, people will have this changed to the Laserdisc Club. All your fault. But
Laserdiscs are just cool. They're the vinyl of movies.
Very good salesperson, yeah. Slugs is fun, Corey.
You know what? I'm gonna amend some stuff. Just add like 2 things. You said creature films.
Yeah.
You know what else would be great other than Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
What?
The stuff.
Oh, I love the stuff.
The stuff is so good. It's like
Malcolm Moriarty is
kind of
amazing
like getting
in that
the
film.
Blob, but a lot deeper, a lot fun, a lot more satirical. Well, basically the same amount of satirical, but less well known. So that would actually work really well. I'm surprised I didn't think about that earlier.
The tan sitting in that. Oh, and then the stuff. Or do you mean slugs? Never heard of the stuff. The stuff's amazing. Hold on a second. I got that here.
The stuff.
You want to?
Yeah, sure.
Oh no.
You should get it on Laserdisc.
On Laserdisc. Do you know where it's at?
No idea.
Oh, I'll get
It's
it
on
then.
my skirt.
Okay, yeah, I'll get it then.
Okay.
It's over in the Arrow. You're over there now. It's in the Arrow stuff.
Arrows. I'm assuming it's a single disc.
Yeah.
Oh, there's Killer Clowns too.
Of course, got Killer Clowns. I love that movie. You got the Arrow release of stuff. Slugs. Slugs is really fun. Actually, it's by. Oh God, who did?
Stuff. I can't go without the stuff. I need some of the stuff. Where's the stuff?
The stuff's an '80s B movie classic, Jerry. It is actually, and it's a Larry Cohen film. I'm huge on Larry Cohen. I would love to see them. Actually, a lot of people didn't like this movie, but I'd love to see them put out the Return to Salem's Lot film. It's really cheesy, really fun.
Wes is right. You should do this alphabetically. Ah, there it is. I like the original cover more though.
So this is the cover for the stuff.
Does that have the reversible cover?
Yep.
Because the original cover is awesome. Oh, never mind. Where's okay, alright. That isn't the original cover, in case you're wondering.
No. But the stuff is a great film.
The stuff is...
With cover for the VHS artwork on it. That's what Mimi's talking about, is the VHS artwork.
Well, I don't have it on me. It's probably back in, like, St. John's. But, I have the...
I really want the other style. That's going to be super cheesy fun.
I would love a poster of the original stuff cover. Because it's freaky, it's cool. Everybody watch the stuff.
It's a great movie.
Your homework.
I've got a Larry Cohen film you haven't seen. I bought it recently, actually.
What? What one?
Full Moon High.
Oh. Interesting.
That's the only Larry Cohen movie that you probably haven't seen, actually.
I think it is the only Larry Cohen one I haven't seen.
Probably except for Return to Salem's Lot, which I got on VHS.
Okay, I haven't seen that one.
What are some of your Blu-rays that have you? What are some Blu-rays that you have your eye on? Oh God, there's so many right now. There's a lot of really good stuff like that came out from companies like Arrow. I haven't got a lot of Scream Factory recently. MVD Rewind has some really, really cool stuff.
Blu-rays?
Watch stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should I get them all on Laserdisc now?
Yeah. Only the cool kids collect Laserdisc.
There's a lot of Criterions I
You're
want.
not allowed to sit at our table anymore. We're gonna have lunch together, and we're all gonna use the power.
Hey, Paul Richards, welcome.
Watch Laserdiscs.
You got Return to Salem's Lot. I got it on VHS, but I need to get that needs to get a better release. All the other Larry Cohen movies are getting better releases. Full Moon High got a better release for crying out loud. Return to Salem's Lot at least deserves that. When people talk about movies, like what about Sunset one? We're going to use our Laserdisc. Polly says we're going to use our Laserdisc as lunch trays.
That's a waste.
Do you like the movie
Burning
Creature
money.
with Craig T. Nelson? Yeah. Actually, I don't remember that well. But if it's the one I'm thinking of, I might. Does that have like that's with the VHS with the creature on the, kind of like an alien type thing on the cover? I don't know if that's the one or not.
I see, like, I'm looking there and it's like disadvantages for Laserdisc.
Well, Laserdisc rot for one.
Yeah, that's an article in of itself. I'm like, it's 2018. We can optimize the Laserdisc. We can make it the most powerful.
I want to release some Blu-ray. Return to Salem's Lot and Rabbit Grannies. Actually, I watched the first 5 Friday the 13th films today, and I'm watching 6, 7, 8 tomorrow. Ah, cool. The Paramount ones are really the only ones you need to watch. And the reboot. I didn't mind the reboot. I know a lot of people hate it, but I was...
What is it again?
The Friday the 13th ones.
Oh, yeah.
First 5, though.
We never mentioned that we watched the fan film yesterday.
Oh, we did. We did watch Never Hike Alone. James recommended Never Hike Alone. We really loved it.
Yeah.
Somebody didn't like the end. Loved the
I
MVD Rewind.
didn't like the ending.
Actually, I like the plain art. I didn't think I was going to, but I do like the plain white. It's different, right?
I think that Never Hike Alone should have ended about a minute or two before it did, because it was almost perfect until the end. And I understand the appeal of the ending
And the fan service portion
to
of
be
it.
fan servicey, and it's nice. But I think like the moment that character appears should have been when that ended, as opposed to like going deeper, because it actually
Thanks,
like
Jason. I actually appreciate that a lot.
sort of without spoiling it, it sort of took that character, like he made him very out of character.
I like 2 so far. The best would be hard to beat. 2 is hard to beat. It really is a great film. Amy Steele is just an amazing final girl. We talked we spoke on that one last night, and Amy Girl is Amy Girl. Amy Girl.
Amy Girl.
Amy Girl. Amy Girl. She's
who
awesome.
played Jason in that movie?
In part 2, 2 people did actually. In a way.
Okay.
So Warrington Gillette actually,
Warrington Man.
and he kind of claimed that he played the entirety of Jason. And Steve Dash, I'm going to shorten his name there, actually did the majority of the Jason film. And there's been like a kind of an ongoing like fight. Hey Ash, how's it going? Between like I'm not sure if they probably settled it by now, but Warrington Gillette was going out pretty much saying that he was Jason from part 2. Yeah, we love Never Hike Alone. Steve Dash found out about it and he was not pleased that Warrington Gillette was saying he was the only person playing him. So that's who played him in part 2. Have a name for your class? How about Late Night Film Class with Professor Pin? You're like hoping, you're like, and the
They
film
called me a
crew.
professor earlier, so.
What do you think of April Fool's Day? I love April Fool's Day. It's a
Amy Girl was
fantastic
good
film.
in that film.
Amy Girl is amazing. What kind of accent is that? It's kind
I
of
have no
twist.
idea
I have no clue.
what that was.
This is for sure a community college class. I'm going for a university class.
Hey, that was a popular show. Community College became a popular TV show by Dan Harmon, technically.
I love Community, except for the last season. Yahoo! That's who did it.
What? Who?
Yahoo.
Oh,
No.
oh! I thought you were just exclaiming Yahoo! As
No,
some
the
sort of
NECA figure
weird
for part 2. I got that actually here.
battle
Oh, no,
call.
there's a new one. I have a Yahoo. I've got the NECA for part 2, for part 3, and part 6, and from you I got the NECA from the Jason video game, the NES video game.
I
The
bought
best
you
Jason video game.
the video game NECA, and I bought you
The mask.
the video game mask.
Because I'm a huge fan of the
A
Friday
lot
the
of
13th
people
game.
get you films for like events, but the way I figure it, you've got like so many that I couldn't think of one you don't already have anyway. So I just get you like stuff that I would like, which is things related to those films.
It's Ultimate Edition. Yeah, they're putting out Ultimate Editions of a few things. I saw the Ultimate Edition of like of Freddy's Revenge actually recently at a store. Am I going to collect any of the new Epic and Dread Central releases? I know that I want I desperately really want the one on Kane Hodder's, like the documentary about Kane Hodder's life. There's a few that I want to pick up. There's one actually with the Pendulette did that I'm actually really curious about. The kind of a horror film.
Angela did a horror film?
Yeah, it's kind of a horror film. Oh, you said you like westerns. What are my top 3 John Waynes? That's pretty actually. Sons of Katie Elder is probably one of my top John Wayne films of all time. The Man Who Shall Live Be Valance is really good, and I really don't know what number 3 would be. There's a few. It's been a while since I've seen. Let me see my John Wayne films here. I like The Quiet Man actually a lot. That was a really good one. That one stands out. And I know like people usually say True Grit and like films like that, but I like some of his different films. Obviously, I know what your favorite is. It's where he plays Genghis Khan, right?
I'm gonna reserve my comments.
You're not a John Wayne fan.
I hate John Wayne.
Yeah, he was. Well, John Wayne, he was a good actor. He was a bit on the
As a person,
slightly
he's a
racist. Judge Friday the 13th show. Oh, thanks. You're born on Friday on 13th. Oh, that is so cool, man. The Quiet Ireland. Yeah, The Quiet Man. Where Goes Ireland. Yeah, I really like that film. Actually, it's my favorite of my dad's as well. And my dad actually, my dad can take total credit for the fact that I love The Quiet Man now. It's one that he recommended to me. And Art the Clown Terrifier. I gotta see. I haven't seen Terrifier yet, guys. And do you guys recommend it? I hear good stuff about it. I definitely want to pick it up. The Dread Central stuff is being done, I think, by Rob Galuzza. I think it's Rob Galuzza, and and Rob Galuzza did like the Psycho documentary, which I really really enjoyed, and I love the Shockwaves podcast. It's incredible. If you guys haven't checked it out, I do recommend it. They do a great job. We got Rob Galuzza for 13 too. You got a birthday coming up. Hey, Movie Max gonna. How old are you gonna be? Can you say? Yeah, Rob Galuzza, Elric Kane, Ryan Turek, and Rebecca McKendry from, of course, from Fangoria fame. She actually worked with Fangoria, and they do great. They're a great combination. You have guests on there. If you haven't checked it out, really check it out. Are there any viewers from Ireland or the UK here? My dad's favorite was a Search. Search is a great film. Your dad had, chose well with that one. I just there's something I like about Sons of Katie Elder, and I know they remade it badly, like later on in the 2000s with Mark Wahlberg. But I'm a really big fan of that film. If you've never seen it, like definitely check it out. One of my favorite like westerns that not a lot of people talk about much is one called Five Card Stud. And if you have never checked that out, actually, I like the song to it, and I do like that. I do like that film. So that's the favorite western of mine of the regular westerns. I'm more of a spaghetti western fan when it comes to that type of genre. Like I like some of the other stuff like Mr. Magnificent Seven and stuff like that, but I really love a lot of like the spaghetti westerns, the Sartana stuff. I grew up with a lot of the like with the Django films. Of course, where I was at the movies, the Trinity films were actually big with Terrence Hill and Bud Spencer. If you know those films, you know what I'm talking about. And they're more comedic westerns, but I really enjoyed those. I actually saw Super Cop with Terrence Hill in the theater as a double feature with a Pippi Longstocking film when I was a kid in Cornerbrook actually. But so yeah, huge western fan, but it's just like some different ones.
Earlier.
Were you really?
Yeah, because we talked about how like Chinatown, some people would consider it a neo-noir, but it's more of just like a specific film noir. Like
yeah.
Like we don't have a term like neo-western.
True, yeah.
And like because some stuff like that sort of transcends time period of when it's made, and I think like when it comes to like that setting, it's always gonna like Chinatown is always gonna be a film noir.
Politics come in no way when it comes to like the film type of stuff like that. If that was the case, maybe with like Sean Connery. So I love Sean Connery. James Bond.
If this was a
John
case
Wayne.
of politics and stuff like that, I
got a
would
huge
be watching. Well, just people in general. I wouldn't watch Jeepers Creepers.
Well, let's not get into that. It's not even politics, but it's...
no, that's just being an ass. Well, a terrible person. But I don't really look into it usually. I just don't like John Wayne.
Yeah, honestly, left to right, it doesn't matter if you like films, and you're into films. That's the most important thing with me when we're talking on here. I've got friends with very different political leanings, and we're still friends. So that's just the thing. My thoughts anyway. Epic is a deal on right now. You can get all 4 of their releases out for $60. Of course, he doesn't really like John Wayne either. Yeah, no, it's like John Wayne's acting either is pretty much he's not there for everybody. He's not for everybody. Like that's the thing. Like there's certain actors that just are going to rub people the wrong way. Just if we got any Criterions during this, I didn't get any during the sale. I love Criterion. There's so many.
When I was looking up Laserdisc, the first official thing with special effects was a Criterion Laserdisc of Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Which means that Criterion put out Laserdisc at a point in time, which means that Criterion should start putting out Laserdisc again.
Criterion were famous for Laserdisc.
Yeah.
That's like they actually Criterion Laserdisc were like things that people like really coveted back in the day. They did like but they put out some different stuff.
Them again.
They put out some different stuff. They like now they got a lot of world cinema stuff, but they put out like stuff like RoboCop on Laserdisc. There's a Criterion RoboCop edition.
You know what?
It's really cool.
There is a perfect logical way to get Laserdisc back into the mainstream, like test the waters. Just have Criterion re-release its old Laserdiscs and see the buzz for it.
But Criterion stopped doing their dual formats for crying out loud. Am I subscribed? I love the Criterion Channel.
Yeah, we're watching some of it the other night.
Who John Wayne represents the idealized version of the West. The American West, North American West. Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I can definitely see that.
I like a
For
grittier
me,
West.
I would though. I do like Clint Eastwood. For
Oh my
me,
God, Clint Eastwood's
Clint Eastwood, is an idealized kind of like version of like that. Not always idealized, but like a better version of the West for me. I love Clint Eastwood stuff, and
I like the grittier stuff. And Clint Eastwood's got a lot more grit to him.
yeah,
I'll say that.
but John Wayne has
I never, you know what?
true grit.
I've never believed for a second that like John Wayne is that tough of a guy.
Oh
Clint
no, he's
Eastwood,
definitely a tough guy.
no, he seems like tough, just like not like I would not want to be locked in a room with Clint Eastwood.
Oh,
That
Clint
is
Eastwood.
one gritty man.
That-
His voice can scare me. His voice would probably beat me up.
Out of them all, though, like when like you talk about like North American like Western actors and like kind of tough guy actors, if I was to say like who I think is a really legitimate tough guy, and this is just my opinion, is Charles Bronson. I think
Well,
Charles
yeah.
Bronson is just
pretty
super.
tough, too.
He was older when he did a lot of those other films,
Yeah.
and he just looked like he could mess you up. But out of like who's a real tough guy, and he's not a big actor, but William Smith made a lot of like action movies and like did Grave the Vampire. Just watch William Smith in a film, or like guys like Jack Palance. Those guys are super. He protect you though. Yeah, no, yeah, like John Wayne presents an idealized like West that maybe never really was, but you always wanted to be, and that's kind of cool. Ray Liotta definitely has that, and that's kind of cool. It's like my dad grew up like liking like John Wayne. The toughest Western actor of all time is Eddie Murphy. Just look up Eddie Murphy. Seriously, guys, look up Eddie Murphy. Genuine war hero Eddie Murphy. Clint, but not so much Western. Dirty Harry. Oh, Dirty Harry's fantastic.
Dirty Harry's great.
Especially the first one with Andrew Robinson. Andrew Robinson just makes a great villain. Lee Van Cleef, yeah. Oh, look, we're forgetting guys like Lee Van Cleef. It was super fantastic. John Wayne, Clint Eastwood movie back in the day would have been great. Escape Plan with John Wayne and Clint Eastwood. I could see them doing that. And they have the same. They have similar like if political links too as well. So they did work well with like that. But they just do cool. I mean, like they're cool actors. Like yes, John Wayne's from a different era, but he did like when he in film he brought out like a kind of an everyman, and everyman's cool. Do I know the Charles Bronson movie where he chased White Buffalo? Actually, is the name of the film, I think, if I remember correctly. I think it is called White Buffalo. There's a film, oh God, with I think it's got William Smith in it, and it might have Ernest Borgnine. I think it may be called Empire of the North, and there just has Best Western, Tombstone, Unforgiven. Neither one of those are my favorite westerns. They're good westerns. They're really good westerns. But man, I'm not gonna lie. I love the movies like The Great Silence with Kinski. Is Kinski right? Is it Kinski or is it who's in The Great Silence, guys? Eddie Murphy. Oh, Eddie Murphy could whip anybody's butt, and that's not just saying it. Be like, just look up like what Eddie Murphy did, and one of the biggest heroes of all time. He was like a short guy, seemed like a smaller guy, but honestly, just look up the Eddie Murphy. He was incredible. I love Randolph Scott as well. I like some of the older guys. Unforgiven by Smidge. You like Unforgiven, really? Out of those two, I'm Tombstone. Out of those two, but neither one of them would be like in my top ones. Unforgiven is your favorite Western of all time? It's a great Western. I love Gene Hackman in Unforgiven. I think it is an amazing job. But I think they all do great jobs. But I like some of the older stuff. I just really do, and I like some of the more spaghetti stuff. I just kind of lean that way. I got a lot of like the John Wayne stuff. I don't have a lot of the Eddie Murphy stuff. I need more. Chef from Gunsmoke. Matt Dillon. He was introduced by John Wayne in the first episode of Gunsmoke, actually.
Just to give like a little bit of credence to the whole Unforgiven thing, almost every Western is a remake of a samurai film. But you know what isn't?
What?
Unforgiven. Unforgiven, it in fact was such a good original Western that Japan remade it themselves. It's like the one where they did the reverse.
For me, between those two films, Tombs. Oh, Kurt Russell. You watch Kurt Russell, man. Kinski was in great. Thank you, James. Yeah, Lonesome Dove was an excellent TV series. The Big Valley was great. I missed out on getting that series. That's one that I really wanted. I love Rawhide. I think that's early Clint Eastwood, by the way. I think that series is incredible. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend it. I actually one night I was like before I started back to work, I was actually spent the night up, and I watched like half a season of Rawhide just in one sitting. I just episode after episode. And it's fantastic stuff. What you want to know when the greats when it comes to Western stuff? One of the greats? Hopalong Cassidy, one of the greatest marketers of all time. Hopalong Cassidy, of course, is Wayne Boyd. Get Beverly Hills Cop. Hopalong Cassidy, no. But Hopalong Cassidy was just amazing. He marketed himself insanely well. Season 1, you're so lucky. He before anybody else came and like did like marketed stuff. He was the great when it came to marketing. You got to watch the documentary on it. Logan is Unforgiven in the future. I can see that sort of.
That's actually a pretty good almost Western.
It's definitely a Western. I think so. I say it's just a modern Western. Yeah. A lot of like look at Assault of Precinct 13. That's definitely. Oh, Death Rides Horse. I love Death Rides Horse actually.
I want to say this as well. Logan is better than its source material.
It is 10 times better.
10 times better. People forget that, like, Old Man Logan is not as good.
Yes, he was
as
actually.
You might think.
He was like I'm pretty sure Clint Eastwood was in Creature Walks Among Us. Actually, I think Charles Bronson was in one of those films as a scientist or science assistant. Well, we went all over. We went from like westerns and like drive-in films, Laserdiscs.
That format.
That kind of came in there somewhere as well. We actually got my Laserdisc collection. Clint Eastwood started on Rawhide, then went over and did like the town westerns. Swore Yellow Ribbon, top movie, The Duke. Really, good movie. I plan on getting the complete series of Charlie's Angels soon. Oh, you mean what's that right here?
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, you mean the new one. You miss Cannon Films. Everybody misses Cannon Films, man. Cannon Films are freaking awesome.
Hey, it's your substitute teacher again. Welcome to my classroom. I don't teach much here, like a real sub. I just look at what's on the paper and just assume you guys know what you're doing. Maybe I'll play something on the projector, and you can all pretend to listen. Don't get the spitballs out. Nobody's done spitballs in years. You don't need to. You've got cell phones. Yep. Charlie's Angels had sexy women. It sure did. Exactly. See, I'm apparently the substitute teacher that, like, breaks in and then just completely disables and, like, destabilizes the system. It is. You can... It's fine. I won't tell anyone. I'm just gonna... Basically, like a regular substitute teacher, I'm gonna play a YouTube video of how... I guess this is a DVD class. DVDs were made while I play just solitaire on the computer. And sometimes look over and see that you're all just on your phones, not giving a shit. And that's fine, because I'm not the regular teacher. In fact, oh, there's a regular teacher right now. And what the...
Hold on.
Someone said Charlie's Angels, not like 800 things.
Let's reboot the movie more faithful to source material. How DVDs were made. Alright, so...
Someone got really...
Somebody mentioned the Charlie's...
creative with the donut press.
How's my feelings on 80s Lone Ranger movie? Actually, I saw it in theater. A lot of people didn't like it, but I had fun with it. I thought it was a really fun film. I know it's not a great film, but it's one that's from my childhood. Thanks. And this is the Charlie's Angels set that I got. The complete, all 5 seasons. I love this show, by the way.
It's shiny. I actually haven't watched much of that.
Hey, yeah, we should watch them. I think you'd find it fun.
Fine.
But here's a couple other shows that everybody should have. So listen up, class.
Is that why you brought all these other things?
Yep. I'll leave this one for last. What? This show's formula has been done so many times now, but it was probably done best the first time, and that is The Fugitive. So, if you haven't seen this one, are the Charlie's Angels ones flippers? Hold this for a second, please. I'll find out for you. Ah, Sophie, welcome.
This is a weird way this set is done.
Yeah, but it's done better than this one, trust me. I don't think they are, actually.
Oh, this is one of those older style sets.
Yeah.
Never mind, it's one of these awful style sets.
So, no, they're not. They're basically the 5 seasons that get, well,
God, I hate
the
that.
one sets that came out. Actually, I don't mind them.
Really? Because I hate that. This fell out. I don't like it when they're stacked on top of each other.
I don't mind stack. You can always rank the Angels. Oh, dude. I can't. I really can't. I'm a huge Charlie's Angels fan. I love them all. I even like people. Some people don't like Tanner out. I like it, actually. Though I do love, Jacqueline Smith. I love them all. But Sabrina's my favorite Angel. Next up is, of course, The Fugitive. If you haven't checked this, if you don't have this series, like Bionic Woman better than Charlie's Angels. I got Bionic Woman the complete series as well, so it's a great show.
Do you mean the reboot
Definitely check this out.
Early 2000s?
Actually, I think I got that too. Farrah is like almost everybody's favorite. Now with the new movie coming out, and which was really good, I do recommend this series. It's a good one and superior to the films, in my opinion. But I do really love the 2 films, and that is The Equalizer. This is what The Equalizer looks like. Edward Woodward. Cheryl Ladd's amazing. If you've never seen The Equalizer, it's 4 seasons. It's a great show, and it's one really. And by the way, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, John Shepard from Part 5, he actually has a really good, powerful episode in The Equalizer. And because we're horror-oriented here a lot, I think everybody should own the show. If you ever find the show, you should definitely own the show. It is a great one. It's an anthology series. It's an incredible anthology series. It has some of the best anthology episodes, period. And great cast, amazing features, and that is Thriller. Boris Karloff's Thriller, the complete series. Edward was a fantastic actor. Like, The Wicker Man was great with him. Of course, Callahan, and
I've got to say, though,
own this show. This is really good.
Side note, you should also own Tales from the Dark Side. It is absolutely excellent. It's another horror anthology, and you will not go wrong. Like, there are a couple, like, funny or weird episodes, but, like,
But this
Stephen
is
King, George Romero working on a show together.
complete Fraggle Rock collection is coming out. Oh, Uncle Mac, Uncle Traveling Mac. Can't you cares away. But yeah, own this one, guys. Dynamite. If you don't know this series, seriously, Paul Richard loves Boris Karloff. He's correct. Own this show. It's really good. There's 27 audio commentaries on this. Episode promos. Oh,
Tales from the Crypt is also like an obvious
incredible. The Tales from the Crypt. See, I want to go with some different stuff. And I was actually going to bring the Mission Impossible, the complete series set as well, but the freaking thing is huge. And it's hard to hold. And like Hawaii Five-O, the same thing.
I will say, Tales from the Crypt is one, if you have anyone over, it is an absolute, like...
It's a blast to watch.
It's a blast to watch. You can sit down with anyone and be like, hey, do you want to watch Tales from the Crypt? And almost everybody knows the Crypt Keeper. Like, it's just
Ralph
fun.
Richardson, you mean?
No, not that Crypt Keeper. That Crypt Keeper, I'm talking about...
I know YouTuber suggested getting like Thriller. You're right. Thriller is an amazing set. This YouTuber suggests Thriller as well. Great episodes. Stephen King actually suggests it. Studios don't believe in he's like a net writer enough. I know. I got the Twilight Zone set. Actually, I got a really nice Twilight Zone set. I won't bring it up right now, but actually, Friday the 13th series, the first 2 seasons. But he was getting better. And there's a couple good episodes in the last season. I missed John LeMay. I really did, but it was his own choice to leave.
Why did they call it that?
It wasn't
Just
originally called Friday the 13th series. It was originally called Friday's Curse. But they kind of wanted to make a Friday the 13th series, but they really didn't want to make it about Jason. That's not what they wanted to do with the series.
But it doesn't tie in any way, other than a small appearance by the Mask at one point.
Do they have a From Beyond set? Yeah, actually, hold on a second.
Oh my god.
I'm going for the last time, actually.
Did some
Substitute
ominous.
teacher's taking over.
Sub's back.
I'll be right back.
So, this is the third class with the sub, so I've become more comfortable with the students. We gotta listen. DVDs, the time has come. We need our beautiful vinyl babies. Like, you walk up to someone with a DVD, they're like, oh, you buy DVDs, that's great. You walk up to someone with a Laserdisc, they're not going to know which way from Sunday to look at you. They're going to be like, what's that? And you're going to be like, oh, you don't know what that is. All right, okay. And then you throw them out the door. And they'll feel like they did something wrong, and they did. They didn't know that right now there's a superior format, a big vinyl. We can all just become movie hipsters and just get big laser discs.
My captain. The Midnight Blue collection with Al Goldstein. It's on my list. Good one. This is the Twilight Zone set that I got, actually.
It's kind of surprising you didn't bring that in first, considering.
Thought about it. So, the Fifth Dimension. I've got all the time in the world.
That's my favorite episode.
It's not fair. Me was inspired me to become a Laserdisc purist. I lose money and friends over it, but it's worth it.
If the friends didn't
You haven't seen this, have you?
believe in Laserdisc, they weren't true friends to begin with. They were just obstacles in your way to true enlightenment.
All right, so you open it up, and this is the original Twilight Zone series here.
That's a big one.
It is, and it comes out kind of like this.
I respect how this is done. See, I didn't like the Charlie's Angels where it was stacked, but this at least there's dividers.
Yeah, it's not stacked. This is the bonus one. Some of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes. Actually, you see the 4 that they showed on there? Those are some of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes. I love this set. Actually, James, this is one of my favorites.
Mine is, of course, all the time in the world.
And this is the 80 series that comes with it as well, the 80 series.
That's really cool.
You can become a cult leader, which frightens and intrigues you. And of course, every Twilight Zone, this is really, you're going to like this, this is cool. Yeah. Every Twilight Zone set had one of 4 different Twilight Zone comic book really reproductions in it.
That is really, really cool.
Betamax.
Fun fact, if anyone's ever interested in Tales from the Dark Side, go out and pick up the Tales from the Dark Side graphic novel, because Joe Hill, Stephen King's son, was originally working on a series that never came to fruition, but he did release the first... It's really 3 scripts, and there's a 1-2-parter. But take that up because that will show that there's interest in it. And at least continuing in maybe a comic format. I would like it if it ended up getting back on TV, but at least a comic format. Like Joe Hill's an excellent writer.
Is graphic novel hard to find?
No, I picked it up at a Kohl's in like St. John's, so it's going to be pretty easy to find. I don't think I have it on me because there was so much stuff.
That was a Dark Side movie. It was supposed to be Creepshow 3.
Absolutely is.
It was.
It's excellent.
Much more than the Creepshow 3 was supposed to be.
My favorite stuff.
So the one was going to get out of the plane, but she didn't, and the plane crashed. What do I think the CBS All Access bringing back to Twilight Zone? I didn't know.
There's been so many like
I'm not sure.
Almost
I liked
resurgences,
all
which
the
is
Twilight Zone episodes. I got the other series, by the way, the 2000 series with Forrest Whitaker as well. I actually like that.
there's been so many like almost resurgences of films, like or not films, anthology series. Like Tales from the Crypt was supposed to come back because I'm the Shyamalan, which is a terrible idea. Uh, Joe Hill was supposed to do Tales from the Dark
Room for
Side.
One More Honey, good classic.
There's so many, and they haven't come to fruition yet, and that's sad because we don't have any real nice anthology series now. And I don't count things like American Horror Story or even my favorite horror show, Channel Zero, because it's
Should live
season
long,
to
James.
season, and season to season is fine. But I want like episode to episode contained stories.
I think they should start. Do you think Arrow or Scream Factory will do Friday 13th series? I hope so. Jordan Peele is going to be the showrunner for. Oh, good choice. Yeah, he is actually. Logan Toxic is here, guys. The man that rocks it. If you want to see Criterion videos, Logan Toxic does amazing Criterion videos.
You should do Criterion Laserdisc videos.
And he also has the best Criterion song ever. It gets stuck in your head.
Every single time anyone says Criterion, I think about that song.
Yeah, same here. I can't look at Criterion with that. Black Mirror is amazing. If you haven't seen Black Mirror, watch Black Mirror.
I haven't. Enough.
So is, what's it, Air 404 or Channel 4? What's that one called? We're going to watch it the other night. I was actually going to show you guys.
I know what you're talking about, but I haven't seen it.
Some other phase that Where's Everybody? Where's Everybody's? That's one of the first, isn't it? Or the first. The very first one. I really love Twilight Zone. I actually liked when they did like the experiment into the hour-long episodes. It wasn't like well received by a lot, but it had some really cool stuff. Carlos, welcome again. Hey, you're coming in later. We're actually soon going to be done with it because tomorrow we got to get up to go to the flea market, do the whole flea market thing. I wish I could film at the flea market, but they do not allow filming.
Don't they?
Nope. We have actually.
Surprising.
Hinda's tried to sneak cameras in there though. She's tried. The Prey. Are you talking about the old one from the 80s? Because that I want. That doesn't have a Blu-ray release yet. I don't think it does.
Well, it's okay. There are other superior formats it could release on.
I want to see what Logan's got. Logan, you got your Criterion videos up because I haven't seen those yet. I want to see what you got on the Criterion sale. I missed out on the Criterion sale again. It's still around. Maybe I can actually convince my better half to go in and get something. Something small. A little bit. I know that she was looking at the Ray Harryhausen that was on sale tonight, the Volume 2 from Indicator. And she's a huge Ray Harryhausen fan. It's the only Indicator set that we don't have, like of the early ones. I still need the Randolph Scott, the Bud Boddicker set, and I need the Samuel Fuller set. But that one seems like less. I know I need to get it on Blu-ray, but I got this. The Sternberg set. You had to get I got to get that one too. I'm guessing, Logan, you're definitely getting. Are you definitely getting the new set that's coming out in a Ingmar Bergman? I want that. So this Samuel Fuller set here was put out by Sony. It's the collector's choice one. And if you've ever seen like the Indicator set that came out, so these are the movies that are on this set, and I think it's identical. It's It Happened in Hollywood, Adventures in Sahara, Power of the Press, Shockproof, Scandal Sheet, Crimson Kimono, Underworld USA, and of course with like special features like Samuel Fuller's Storyteller, Curtis Hanson, The Culture of the Crimson Kimono, Martin Scorsese on Underworld USA, Samuel Fuller's Search for Truth with Tim Robbins, some features like that. So I think there's a lot of that, but there's got some more features with the Indicator one. Of course, it's Blu-ray, so I will upgrade it down the road. I'm a huge Samuel Fuller fan, if you guys don't know. I really need to get the ones that Criterion put out, like Shock Corridor, stuff like that. Just incredible stuff. Becky and Hyde with Frederick March. I think you mean Jekyll and Hyde. But Becky and Hyde would be freaking awesome. Logan and me actually have been friends and talked on here for pretty much since the inception of my channel. Logan has the Drunken Film School podcast, which I hope is still going on because I got to get caught up with a lot of that stuff. And did it with Nathan, right? It's still with Nathan? Well, I don't see as much on anymore, but I really like his stuff. And actually, the Laserdiscs that I showed tonight were or a gift from Logan's friend Nathan. So everything's come full circle tonight. Kind of cool, huh?
I started a cult.
You did. You started a cult of the Laserdisc. Criterion said, you're humming the song, aren't you? So, and you're like, you got it
Every
in your
single
head.
time you're like, it's Criterion. And I'm like, Criterion said.
Go enjoy your show. Thanks a lot. We actually have to go too right now because we have an early day tomorrow. It's awesome to see everybody on here. If you haven't checked out any of the channels that are on here, like for other people that do channels, do so. If you're a Criterion fan, you gotta check out Logan Toxic's channel. If you're a movie fan, you gotta check out Logan Toxic's channel if you haven't done it, because it's awesome. And always been a big fan. And he's an awesome dude. So, night, guys. Welcome again. You know, to the film club, and thanks to Substitute Mimi for actually doing like an awesome job. And guys, have a great evening. And if you guys get stuff from Criterion, let me know, because I want to find out. And you asked me if I like the Criterion channel. I do like their YouTube channel, and my favorite thing about that is the Criterion Closet. And I think I'm going to watch one of those before I go to sleep tonight. So have a great night, and we'll see you again next time here in the Film Club. So, night.
You're not going to do your sign-off thing?
You mean the time for tea?
Yeah, you always do that sign-off thing.
I actually haven't done that in the Film Club as much.
What?
I haven't. Oh my God.
That was good.
I've totally forgot the time for tea. And I need tea. Because
I've been here for years. I remember, like, every single video, you do time
it
for
is
tea.
time.
I used to do stingers. But we do live videos now, so it's hard to do stingers.
It is, seriously, 100%. Because I'm going to go watch the YouTube Criterion thing. I think I'm going to watch Logan's right now. It is time for tea.
Invest in Laserdisc.